Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Going for our 6th consecutive winning session. Obviously, we have been up on ACR for 3 straight sessions. Natural 8, 2 straight winning session. Going for our 6th consecutive winning session. Hopefully we can make it happen. Definitely gonna try our best. King 7 suited here. If it's folded to us, we're gonna raise. Opening with 10 jack. Offsuit, a little bit loose, but beginning of the session, it's fine. Get a 3-bet immediately by an unknown player. Just gonna give him credit for this one, because actually the very first time we play. Just gonna fold King Deuce against a regular. Especially a regular that we have tons of history with. I just don't think King Deuce suited played that well out of position. Ace Queen off, putting a 3-bet, and we're defending with 10-9 suited. Flop open ender. We don't have a diamond to go with it though. Just go for a check. 3-bet blind versus blind. We're definitely gonna see a flop with Ace Jack off. We're way ahead of his 3-betting range. On this turn, we're just gonna check and give up. And here we're checking behind on this board. We do turn top pair, top kicker. Not folding to this c-bet yet. On this turn, we're gonna start betting a little bit. I'm just gonna give up here. Don't see a reason to go crazy. We do chow with ace queen now. Probably check raising here. He has some ace, but I don't see him having too many 10s. We'll see how it goes. Oh, he does barrel. I think we can. I don't know. Jamming is not the worst. I'll rather jam because I think our hand is way ahead of his range. He can be 3-betting in big blind, blind versus blind with tons of hands, and then we're chopping with ace queen. So the only thing that's gonna call is ace king, and he has tons of bluff, and then we do just pick up the pot. Because once we call the turn bet, we're almost never folding because we are kind of pot committed ourselves. So instead of just being passive and then just check call, check call, check call, I'd rather just show some aggression and then get some full equity. We might fold down like ace 9 there. We can even fold down ace jack, I think, because it's pretty believable that we might have a 10 there if we check jam. On this flop, check calling once. 3-betting with pocket 6s against a weaker player. It's kind of loose here. We're just gonna barrel, and here's we're using a small c-bet. Checking again. Pretty good turn for our hand. On this board, just gonna go for a small c-bet. Pretty good flop for pocket 6s. He checked him right away, $200 just like that. Like he doesn't care about we can easily have aces here. On this turn, I think we're checking back a lot because I feel like this is the turn that he check raised a ton. Yeah, we're just gonna give it to him. Just a weaker player. We're gonna get his money later when we have the real hand or a better hand. Here on this river, I think we have to call if he bet. On this river, I think we give up a ton. I don't even think he fold like ace jack here or even ace 10. Just gonna give up here. It's not a good card for us to continue. I think he definitely is calling with an ace, unless we go like over pot bet or something. But I just don't see a reason to do that because he could obviously have flip flush there, and that'll make us look like an idiot. Defending with the ace 9 suited against a regular flop top 2 pair, gonna go for a check raise. Standard c-bet on ace high board. Facing a check raise, just gonna fold. We have no playability on the turn. Basically drawing dead against an ace, drawing to runner. And here we did start with a check raise, and hopefully he has like ace king, ace queen. He does call and then turns another ace. We're just gonna barrel here. Not exactly sure if we should check or... I think it's better to just barrel, because I think if he has like an ace here, he's checking back a ton. Just gonna barrel here and calling to try and flop a set. And we do just pick up the pot. I don't think he has an ace there. He's never folding an ace. On this board, we're just gonna check back. We don't beat anything. This guy does call, and not the greatest flop for kings, but not the worst. I think we start with the bigger bet. It's either a check or bigger bet, I think, on this board. We do have king of hearts, so I think I'm leaning more towards checking. Obviously, we don't mind a bet. Turn a top set. Not exactly sure he was checking back with like a 10 or something. So I feel like he either have a nuts or he either like flop a flush or he doesn't have anything. So we're just gonna go for a small sizing. Because if he has any type of like any type of pair and straight draw or even like a flush draw, he's gonna bet the flop when we check to him. Obviously he doesn't buy at all. When he checked the flop, pretty much he has absolutely nothing. But we tried to give him the opportunity to bluff. He didn't go for it. Pocket queens here on both tables. Just gonna start with the 3x and then here. Jack ace, queen jack offsuit against a pretty tight player in terms of 3-betting range. He does only 3-bet 5%, so we're just gonna give it to him. On this board, we're starting with a small c-bet, and this is a pretty good flop for queens. On this board, we're gonna start with a check, and here I'll start with a small c-bet. Turn a heart. Don't think he has that many flush draw here. He does have some. He could have like a ace or king of heart, but I think he'll bet the flop. Just gonna go for a pretty big sizing on the turn. And here king shouldn't change much. If he does, it benefit our range. So we're just gonna bet like barrel on this turn. Don't think he has that many kings here. Against a weaker regular, I guess we can defend with suited king. Oh, when he checked the flop, we're gonna start betting the turn. And here we're just gonna fold. And we're gonna bet the river because actually we're gonna overbet the river because he had tons of ace queen, ace king, king queen type of hands, flush draw, everything misses. And I don't think he checked a jack on the flop. Go for overbet, and it should work, and he does. One overcard to our jacks. Start with a small c bet. Checking bet is not the worst idea. Turn is a 10. We block tons of straight draws, so I don't think we should be barreling because he either have like pocket 9s or pocket 8s, or he has a queen. He doesn't have that many draw. Since we blocked that pretty hard, just gonna check behind. He lead out for 40. He could be doing this with the queen, or he could be doing this with like absolutely nothing. I guess he could have like pocket 10s. But since we checked the turn, we're not folding the river. He river set, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so when we check the turn, like we don't plan on folding the river. That's not the goal of checking the turn. We check the turn to pot control and then to let him bluff with his weaker hands. So even though he used like a larger sizing, we're still gonna stick to our plan. We're not gonna change it just because he start overbetting or using a larger sizing. He just got lucky there with the 2 outer, but that happens. I guess we could barrel the turn, but if we barrel the turn, he was like basically we just blow away the chance that he might bluff the river if he decided to do that. Here against the weaker player, we're just gonna start with this 3-bet. On this board, we're checking behind with the bottom pair. So it's either like you check the turn and then giving the opportunity to bluff the river with weaker hands, or you just barrel it off. Obviously, if you barrel and then he had a queen, he would be calling, so it's pretty much the same. And we'll be checking back the river, but we just miss out the opportunity for him to bluff. On this board, we're starting with a small c bet. Hopefully he has like ace queen, king queen. He does call. 7 completes some flush draw, some straight draw like 6-9, 6-9, 6-4. I don't think he has that. So I think we can feel pretty comfortable putting a value bet and then get it in on the river. 60, 130. This should be a pretty good sizing. If he jam, we're obviously calling. That's a really good run out for pocket kings. I'm just gonna call. Queen jack. That's a little ambitious to just jam there. If he decided to play queen jack that way, might as well check it to us so we can bluff, right? Cut off open, bottom 3-bet. We can put in a 4-bet. Folding is fine as well. In those positions, I probably lean more towards a 4-bet. Because cutoff raise and cutoff open and button 3-bet has the widest range. So I think full equity is really good in those positions when we do a 4-bet. Unfortunately, we ran into a jam. He can be doing this with ace king obviously, but I don't think pocket 8s are good enough to call. We're gonna run into pocket 10s and pocket jacks too often and get dominated, so just gonna fold here. It's fine. And here we do face a button 3-bet when we open under the gun. Just gonna call. And then we do flop a bolt. Just gonna check. So in here, if he had Queen Jack and he decided to go with it, he might as well just check call the river, right? Because the only hand that he's beating is a bluff. So why just jam and then so a bluff doesn't have an opportunity to bluff, if you know what I mean. Just doesn't make sense for him to just dunk jam the river. I guess if he can put us on a bluff and then he just let us bluff the river, that way he makes more money, right? With Queen Jack. But by just dunk jamming, like we're never calling with worst, and then obviously our bluffs are folding, so he doesn't get any extra equity, doesn't get any extra money. We're gonna check the river. I don't think he has done anything here. Maybe he probably had like ace king, a ton, or maybe like a flush draw, but just don't see him having anything here. If he has a queen, he's obviously betting the turn. Just gonna check for this flop. He bet 39. We're gonna pop it to like 80. Let me think. What are the chances that he actually have a flush here? Because $80, I think he's even folding a queen. So we might as well make it bigger to make it seem like we're trying to bluff. Not sure if he call it check jam. Probably just using like 150 check raise sizing. Hopefully that's gonna get him to call. He doesn't, so he was probably just taking a stab at the pot. Because he instant marked. On this flop, we're just gonna go for a check. Turn top pair, top kicker. 10-9 gets there. He can obviously have some two pair, but I think if he has any pair on the flop, he will be betting. So we should just use a larger sizing here, because he does have some 10 for opening this straight draw. On this board, we have a gut shot. Just gonna check it to him. Check calling the small c bet. We don't have a diamond, unfortunately, so probably just check folding the turn. And here we're defending King Jack suited. We rivered a straight. Gonna just go for value. Hopefully he has like a king. Unfortunately he doesn't. Here we chalk calling with the second pair. Not gonna fold yet. We do have backdoor flush draw and backdoor straight draw. Against a second barrel, without picking extra equity, I think we can just fold here. Check calling with ace. Check calling again, probably. Gonna bet the river. We can have some busted flush draw that he might look us up with the king. Unfortunately, he just fold. That's fine as well. Blind versus blind opening with queens. Just gonna see bet this flop. See betting this flop pretty big. Gonna barrel this turn. Using a larger betting size because he can have like king queen king jack there for a gut shot, and then he could have like king jack king queen of spade for gut shot and straight gut shot and flush draw. So going for overbet is better because it's very hard for him to call with those kind of holdings, even though he has a combo draw. But against the overbet, it just his hand just become less attractive. Are you a believer in timing tells? I don't. Depending on the situation, if it's like in some situation, some people like if it's a weaker player, against a strong regular, never, because they're balancing their timing pretty well, I think. Like we play pretty fast, right? We're like one of the fastest player, I think. So rather we're bluffing or like doing it with the value hand, like we almost like react and play pretty fast. Against a weaker player, when they do like a quick snap jam on the river or like snap bet 3 streets, a lot of time it's actually bluffs, based on my experience, but I wouldn't value too much on that. I might value it like maybe 20-30% of the time I might go for it, but like 70-80% of the time it's still like logic, right? Because when you play online poker, mostly everything you use is logic. So you're basically like, now we raise the middle position and then big blind 3-bet it to 12, which is like a smaller sizing. Like what exactly he's doing this with, maybe like ace king. I don't see him raising this little with aces and kings, but obviously we have a jack 10 offsuit. He could easily be doing this with like ace jack suited, so we're not gonna defend. Just similar stuff like that. It's all like logic. Timing tail like can be faked, kind of like live tail. I played tons of live when I was professional. I was actually a live pro. Live tail only works against like the weakest player. Against a stronger player, like they're mostly like just faking, like faking like they're having a tough decision. Like they mix it up, so you can't really use that as an information that works for your favor, sort of. Against a weaker recreational player, I think we can just call with 5s. Obviously, we are taking a chance of him squeezing, but if he squeezes, then we get to see like what under the gun does, which is not the worst. Like mostly this is just a fold here. King because the snap. Oh, that hand was we flop balance that here. That hand was like super straightforward. Like he might do it with ace queen. Like we're just never folding kings there once he called a turn bet. Like and special turn was like a super safe card. So there's no reason to do anything but call. Like I was gonna jam the river anyways. He just picked a really bad spot to dunk jam, because only better hand's gonna call. And he already pot committed himself. Like if we have any kind of hand we're calling, like if we have like absolute air, then we're folding. So it's pretty straightforward there. It's no timing tail or anything like that. Here we do face, we check raise, and then he does 3 bets. He can obviously have 6-7 here, but against that, I feel like we still have to go with our hands because this is like a pretty draw heavy board. The only hand that we're losing right now is 6-7, but we still have like 30% equity against that. And then a lot of time he's just gonna have like tons of straight and flush draw that time per hand, so we're never folding here, just gonna go. That's like one of the worst hand, but I don't think we can do anything but to jam here. Hopefully he doesn't have like a 2 clubs with the 6 of club, but we're going in. We're not gonna fold this turn, so we could obviously just check, just 4-bet jam the turn. I mean jam the flop. Just gonna call here because we're losing to ace king, so we're just gonna jam here. He had pocket 6s, and then we do suck out. That's nice. That's very interesting, the way that he played the hand. Here we're still losing to ace jack, so we're just gonna. We're still losing to ace king, so we're just gonna check call here. That's not the greatest river. I'm a little bit surprised he did that with the 6. I guess he got lucky on the turn and then we get lucky on the river. So he just raised. That's crazy. Here facing a 4-bet from under the gun. Flat calling is okay. This guy 4-bet quite often. I think we're just gonna get it in. $20 river. This really sucks. I don't even think we beat anything, so just gonna mock here actually. It kinda sucks, but we don't beat anything. We can just jam. We can do a flat and then jam on any non-ace flop. Probably just gonna jam here. In case he has ace king. He had aces, so we do have diamonds redraw. And we don't get there. That's unfortunate. Money comes and goes very quickly today, especially on this table. I was just gonna go over that hand. It's the same result if we see a flop, so it doesn't matter either way. So 2 hands in a row, we just one hand we win a stack, and the next hand we lose a stack. Talk about volatility. So here we check raise the flop, and then he just like 3-bet with 6s here. It's like really weird. But that guy has been making like some kind of weird play for the longest time. So I'm not too surprised that he did that. Actually, I am quite surprised because his play doesn't really make sense. Like we check raised against the under the gun bet, and then he was sandwiched in the middle, and then he just put in a 4-bet with 6s, which is like only a gotcha. So I don't like his play at all. It did work out for him though, because he did suck out on the turn. However, we suck out on the river, so yeah, I don't really like his play. I don't mind our play because he does have tons of 9-8. He does have some kind of overcards and flush draw or combo draw, something like that. He can easily have like 7x of clubs, so our play has no problem. Small c-bet on this flop, and then we're just checking back. And then right after that, we've under the gun raised, and then we have kings on the button, and there's just nothing we can do there but to lose the stack. Here we check. We're calling with the gut shot and overcards. Not folding yet. Definitely a card that we should be barreling. And it does work. Here he check. Yeah, that hand is aces. This is very straightforward, just a cooler. Nothing we can do. At least we pick up flush draw on the flop. And here, we can bet. Checking behind is not the worst either. Just check. And we're gonna bet this river actually. On this board, we're just gonna start with a small c bet. Corlanzeo, thanks for the like. Welcome to the channel. On this turn, I think we're checking back a lot. He just jammed the river, so we can easily just fold our hand. Actually, yeah, we're checking back a lot. Obviously, he can have like flush draws, but that's the only hand we need to worry about. And then he has tons of bluffs. And he bet 40, we're just gonna call. And we unfortunately is very unlucky. Raised under the gun with king jack and then flop trips while he gets dominated to 5%. That's just unlucky. But we have been pretty unlucky, so I'm not too surprised. Yeah, so he started the hand raising under the gun and then called a huge 3-bet out of position with king jack off. So this guy is like a fish, and he flop trips when he has 5% equity pre-flop. That's very unfortunate. On this turn, I think we're betting out pretty big here. And here we're gonna start with a small c-bet. Yeah, very unlucky there. Very unfortunate that he actually had trips there. But we did lose the minimum. If we bet the turn, I think it would be a lot worse because it's very hard to put him on a jack there, because ace jack suited should be folding there if he raised under the gun and facing a 3-bet. Here we do face the raise. Just gonna fold without too much equity. If we had like ace of spades, we can continue. Here we flop top pair. Gonna start with small c-bet. I think we're up a little bit, hopefully. Not exactly sure. I'm not like the type of player who's gonna like, here we're gonna barrel the turn. Ace is really good for our range. I'm not the type of player who worry about winning or losing during a session. What I focus on is making all the right decision. So if we are playing well and we're losing like 1 gram or 2 gram or like 10 buyings or something like that, like I can sleep over it. I can like feel pretty good about ourselves. Using a larger sizing on this board. Here we're just gonna check back. So I don't really focus on, you know, winning, losing, because I feel like if you just focus on making the right play all the time, and over time you will just win over time. So just focus on making plus EV decisions. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it will work. Sometimes it won't. It's the way it is. So we'll just focus on playing the right way. Focus on playing well. Checking back on this river. He does have ace jack of heart and river with the nuts. Not the nuts, but the nut straight. Here we have a double gutter. Probably start with the check and most likely check raising. Maypet, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Raising under the gun, we're in small blind. Obviously, we're using a larger 3-bet sizing. And here, I think we're gonna barrel the turn. And possibly barrel the river, depending on what it is. It's a pretty good flop for aces, starting with the small c-bet. And here on this river, we're just not gonna bluff because he has tons of ace 10. That's just never folding now. If it's like anything else, like something that's smaller than 10, we can go for the triple barrel. But this is not a card we want to go crazy with. Just gonna give up. And he jammed right away. He just so he's a pretty solid player, so he recognized this is a pretty bad card for us. He decided to jam. Nothing much we can do but to fold. We have 7 high. Just gonna thought about it and then, you know, pretending like we're having a little tough decision, but it's really nothing we can do but to fold there, unfortunately. Not exactly sure if we're running too good. We do suck out with the set over against the straight, even though he made a terrible play on the flop. So I didn't feel bad sucking out that one at all. And we did run kings into aces again. I think that happened to us. That was the 12th time has happened in the past 2 weeks. Past 15 hours or so, ran kings into aces 12 times. That's pretty sick. I think we won like 1 of them. That was it. On this flop, we're going for a check call actually. Oh, I guess this player probably should just bet because he fold to c-bet 100% of the time, but wasn't really paying attention on that board. On this one, we turn a flush draw and definitely gonna bet. I guess same result. Still win the pot. Yeah, our EV line is probably gonna look pretty terrible because the set over straight play, but it wasn't actually that bad. I actually made the mistake there. I meant to jam. I gotta admit it because I thought he jammed for some reason. I don't know why I thought that way, but I thought he jammed on the flop, and then I thought we were just calling a jam. Unfortunately, he did not jam. He just did a 3-bet. So that was a mistake of our part. We should just jam. Like facing that 3-bet, if I knew it was a 3-bet, I would just jam on the flop. But unfortunately, I didn't think he was just doing a 3-bet. I thought he jammed, so I just called. That was a big mistake. We should have just 4-bet jam on the flop there. We're calling this bet. And then he has 7. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. That's a little bit crazy. Ace Jack there. So this guy called a 3-bet out of position with 6-7 suited and get there. Call a bet on the flop. We check the turn and then he bet the river. Here we're leading this turn. Yeah, I don't know how people do that, you know? It's pretty amazing. I think we jam in this turn, jam in this river. I don't know how people do that, you know? They just, wow, got instant call. He had kings and he instant call? Are you kidding me? Dude, people are crazy, bro. People are crazy, bro. I thought we lost when he instant called. I thought he had like jacks or something. Or like jack 10. This is just crazy, like how bad people are. Like he just instant called with kings. I mean, at least think about it, you know. This guy is just bad. He's like tilting pretty hard now. I mean, at least think about it, you know. Like if you have kings here, it doesn't hurt you that you spend like 20 seconds thinking about it, and then if you decide we're bluffing, then you call after 20 seconds. He just snap called the kings when we over jam 2x the pot on the river. I thought we were losing when he instant call us, and then he's doing this crazy play now. So yeah, people are just weird. Like some people, you just don't know how people play. Like especially in those levels, I'm like, this is pretty shocking to see. Like if I play like back in the day when I was play 5, 10, 10, 20 no cap games, like this actually never happens. I mean, at least people will spend some time instead of like just instant calling a jam, like 2x the pot. It was crazy. Yeah, people do that with ace king, but you know, bad players play whatever way they want, right? So we can't really blame them or complain about it, because those are the same type of player that makes the game profitable, right? So why are we complaining and then, you know, complaining about the hands that feed us, right? Oh, sorry, I missed it. I was looking at the hands. I just want to see like what was sizing. I think it's more than 2x on the river. Yeah, he checked bet, and then we check call the flop, and then we lead the turn. So we can obviously have like jacks or like 10 here, and since we call a 3-bet out position, he did make a mistake of 3-betting a little too light. I mean, his sizing was very small, but doesn't matter about the sizing because we're gonna call anyways. Yeah, so pot is 122, and then we jam like almost 2x, and then he just snap call with kings. Holy shit. Checking behind on this flop, just to protect our checking range a little bit. Calling. Not the greatest river. Probably folding a ton when he bets. Yeah, we're folding this river. We don't beat anything. I don't think 2 pairs betting this river, but he can obviously have some like queen jack, king jack type of hand, so we're just gonna fold. Yeah, that was a little bit shocking. That was a little bit shocking that a 6-7 suited would call a 3-bet out of position and then flop top pair on the flop, and then just turn the boat. Pretty amazing how people are just able to do that. I mean, calling 6-7 suited out of position in a 3-bet pot is just pretty bad. And then If you're at position, sure. I mean, you can do that once in a while. But your auto position, 6-7 suited is that complete junk in a 3-bet pot against, without the initiative. And then he decided to call and then just flop pair on the flop and then turn a bolt. I don't know how people are doing it. They're amazing. Some players are amazing. I wish I can run like them. King Jack off under the gun. Yeah, it's pretty tilting, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Look, that was a small pot. $40 on the river. Pot was 60. So we lost like 70 bucks there. That's not even like 1/3 of our stack. When we had kings and then he had king jack flop trips, we only lose less than 1/3 the pot, 1/3 our stack. That's a win, right? That is a win. Oh, we flop trips sometimes too. Hopefully he had aces here. I'm gonna put in a raise. Ace 10 suited. 3-betting is okay, we just fold. Here we're using a small c-bet sizing. Hopefully he just goes away. And here we're gonna bet the turn for value. Hopefully he has like jacks plus, 10s plus. On this turn we're gonna barrel. He can obviously have ace queen here, so if we barrel and facing like a check jam or something, we're folding. And we do just pick up the pot, that's nice. Jamming this river. Not jamming, but he could have pocket queens, that's the only hand we lose to. Just gonna fold here, and then here we go start with a small c-bet. Checking is fine here as well. I'm gonna go for 100. This is a pretty good turn for our range. He jammed. This is really brutal. I feel like he could have like pocket queens here. Actually, this is really bad spot for us. I'm gonna barrel the turn here. Don't think he'll be bluffing here. And then we do pick up the pot. That's nice. And here we raise the flop, and he check call, and then he check call the turn, and then he check jam this river. The only hand that makes sense is pocket queens and pocket sixes. Does he have one of those hands? I think it's very likely. But can we fold trips blind versus blind? I don't think so. $100 to win $400? I think we just have to go for it. If he had pocket queens here, I feel like he has like a bolt here, like more than 50%, more than like 60% of the time. But we just need to be right here, like 25% of the time to make this call worth it. Are we right here? Are we winning here 25% of the time? That is the problem. I think we are. Oh, he has Queen 9, so he had us dominated since the beginning. Oh well. Like I say, like we're losing there way more often than we win. But because of the sizing and stuff, what can we do? When we flop trips, people flop better trips, right? That's just the way we run. Yeah, I'm not sure if those bad players are worrying about planting a seeds, but you know, that might be what happened. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Unfortunately, we did nothing wrong there. Blind versus blind, we flop a trips. We're supposed to win, but we don't. Blind versus blind, flopping a trips, facing huge river check jam. Facing huge river check jam. We're losing there more often than winning, definitely. We're losing there like, I think more than 70% of the time. But at the same time, $100 call to win $400, we only need to be right about 20% of the time to break even. That's why we called. But we kind of dig ourselves in hole there, like we're just being greedy, but by going for maximum value. But what can you do, man? Like, that's what we do. We go for maximum value. Small c-bet. Ah, very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. Checking back this turn. Hopefully ace high is the best hand. Not the bad river. If he has like pocket sixes and below, then we just beat him. He's only doing this with the king. He's not gonna do this with the flush. Not a bad flop for eights. Ace high, is it the best hand? I think he has a lot of king here, so I'm just gonna fold. Nice hand, and then he does use a pretty large sizing. Shall we just jam? I think we do. We do just go for the jam, because I don't think he's gonna bet this much if he has like aces or kings or something like that. Jamming is kind of over ambitious though. I think we call and then see what happens on the turn. If he jammed the turn, then we probably just fold, depending on what the turn is. That's a pretty safe turn for us. And then he does instant jammed. I think we have to call here actually. Feels like he can have some ace king, ace queen of hearts. I just don't see him betting that big on the flop with the aces or jacks. What do we do? Do we call? I think we do. Just because the larger sizing he was using on the flop, we can be at like 100% absolutely wrong here and then drawing to 5%. But if he get us, he get us, right? That larger sizing on the flop just totally tricked me into thinking that he doesn't have a strong pair. I'm gonna go for it. He does have jacks. Gonna make a notes about it. 3-bet with jacks and use a large size 3-3 deuce flop. Just gonna make a note. He's a regular, so small c-bet here. Checking is not the worst. Actually, gonna go for a check here. Calling this turn, and then we're check folding the river. He might protect his range with like queens. He might bet like queens on the turn. Here he pocket nice, and then he check back. What kind of gaming are we playing? What is going on today? That was some crazy shit going on. He checked back the river with the set, thinking that we can have a flush. That is just playing scared. Wow. I am shocking here. How did he check pocket nice on the river? Okay. He's just playing scared. I don't know. At least go for some kind of value, right? But yeah, he doesn't agree. What do we have in store today? Trips over trips, blind versus blind. And a river bolt. The pocket 8 hand is just it's just unfortunate that he had jacks there, because the sizing he was using, I just don't believe he has a big pair there. I mean, a jack should be like a small c-bet, especially on a 3-3 deuce board. So at least we got the notes, right? So we do have something out of that pot. Pretty good turn. Gonna bump the turn. bump the turn, jam the river. Isolating the limpers from under the gun with aces. Jacks, yeah. Surprised he had jacks there. Don't expect him to use that sizing on the flop. Not at all. Totally did not expect him to use that sizing. But that got us, bro. That got us. Yeah, this is the same guy. I've been playing with him quite often. I mean, he's not the greatest, but definitely not the worst. Was surprised that he used the larger sizing on that kind of board. But, you know, whatever worked for him. That bet sizing on the flop definitely tricked us. Here we do face a check raise on the flop. This board is like super dry. Not exactly sure what to do here. We can obviously put in a 3-bet. I don't think we're losing yet. He could obviously have a set like deuces and sixes, but that's like the only hands that we should be worrying about. So I think we go for a call and then jam the turn. Pretty good card to jam. Depending on the sizing he used, we probably just jam. Against a fish, I'm never gonna give him credit for a set, especially playing 100 something big blind stack. Oh, he does check. That's a little bit tricky. That's very tricky, actually. Huh. Do we get greedy and bet? Or do we check back? He might check a set here. Check raising on this flop. Just gonna get it in. He has a $50 back. Gonna go for the bet. I want his size. Like, how the hell did we lose the pot? What happened? Did we get sucked out again? I totally fully expect us to having the best hand. He call a jam with second pair and then get there on the turn. Holy shit, we do run bad. Oh my god. Seriously? Wow. Seriously? Seriously? He's thinking that's good. Unless he's just pretending with a set and then he's gonna take his time and check jam. But we're not folding aces after we bet the turn. How do we win a hand? I do not know. Got it in with like 80% favor and lost. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. How did he just 3-bet with ace 10 and then flop the second pair and then decide to bet and call a check jam with second pair, drawing 20% and then get there on the turn? That is extremely difficult to do, but he made it looks very easy. He made it looks very easy on that sucked out right there. 20% favor, no problem. Right there on the turn is a 10. Checking back this flop. This guy is the one that we stacked earlier, instant call with kings. I think we're calling this turn. Let's see what happened on the river. He bet 30. I really want to call though. Really wanted to call. But we're gonna fold here. We don't get there on the turn. And we're folding. We call the pot bet on the flop because we don't call 3-bet with 7-9 suited and fold on a flush draw. Against this turn jam though, we just have to fold. It's very hard to win in this game today. People are going cuckoo with the worst hand, and then they sucked out. Not exactly sure how the EV graphs will be at this point, because in the beginning we did sucked out once, but now it's like we get sucked out so many times after that. So I'm not exactly sure if we're running above or below. But not everything can seem in the EV chart. For example, like the blind versus blind, and then we flop trips, and then he flop better trips. That was just unfortunate. Check calling, got shot. Oh, that's a bad turn. Just gonna give up. Yeah, so like hands like that, trips versus trips, blind versus blind, and then we're the losing end. That's gonna hurt your EV graphs. So EV graphs is not like always 100% accurate, but for the most part, it's just basically like an evaluation of how hot or how cold you're running. That's pretty much it. But it just indicates a little bit. It's not like everything. It indicates to maybe like 70%. Like sometimes, like when you run into coolers, and then you play until the river, then obviously it's not gonna show on your EV graph. You'll just be having a worse blue line. River 2 pair. I don't see we can get any value from this hand. We're gonna try though. Call with the queen. With top pair, we're gonna bet a little bigger here on this board. I guess the only mistake we made today was probably the pocket 8s versus the jacks. However, he did trick us with the sizing, the flop sizing, so I'm not like 100% sad about it. At least we get the notes, so the next time he does that, we have some kind of idea what he's doing. Flop open-ender. Gonna bet out this turn. This is not the greatest river to bluff. Hits his under the gun raising range pretty hard. Just gonna give up. Just not a card that you want to be bluffing with too much, too often. What? Seriously? We won with A high? Holy shit. He really called a turn with just a gosh shot. Oh my god, that guy is super bad. Super loose. On this board, we're going for the larger c-bet sizing. Turn 2 pair, losing to ace queen. Club does get there. I feel like we're gonna bet here. Oh, that's a terrible river. Our 2 pair just got killed. Oh, he had aces. Oh my god. How many Sakao can we endure? I am not exactly sure. Like the hand like that, the hand that just happened, like this you're not gonna see it in your expected value because we did lose the pot. But like he did suck out. Like we did have like 80% favor on the turn. We were 80%, not 80%. Like this in this hand, it's more like 70% favor. And then like obviously we lose the pot like 100% of the time because he sucked out. Yeah, that's just poker, man. Sometimes we get sucked out. Nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. Got shot in the flush draw. Start with a small c-bet against this recreational player with the short stack. Ace Jack offsuit under the gun raise, definitely a fold. We do get there on the turn. Not exactly sure we should be betting here. Hopefully he'll bluff the river. He flopped the second nuts. Oh my god, nice hand. Nice hand, sir. Flop 2 pair. I think we're going to raise him. This guy is a little tilted for sure. Wow. Wow. We dodged a bullet. He only has $80 stack. Wow. Are you guys seeing this? Hello, gamer unknown. Are you guys seeing this? Is this real? Dude, against someone who's tilted and short stack and is bad. Blind versus blind. We flopped top 2 and he flopped middle set. Ouch, bro. Shit. I guess the only good thing is that he only has a $80 stack, because if he had like 120 big blind no more stack, we're gonna be losing our entire stack in that hand. So I guess it wasn't that bad. Still bad though. Like how many like coolers we can run into in one session? First we have kings into aces. And then we have blind versus blind, flopping a trips, and then he flop a better trips. This is all like blind versus blind. And then now we have blind versus blind. We have blind versus blind, flop top 2, and then he flop middle set. It's brutal games, dude. Very brutal. Brutal games. I'm gonna use the small sizing. You can make a case for like size up on this board because pocket 10 does need some protection. However, this is a pretty good turn card. I'm gonna bet 50 here. And we do face another call. On the river, I think we have to check. Hopefully he has pocket 9s and pocket 8s. Or flush draws. But he might jam with flush draw though. He checked behind with ace queen of diamond. So he pick up the flush draw on the turn, okay. Here on this flop, I think we just have to start with the small c-bet. Checking behind isn't that bad. But I would like to give him the chance to check raise bluff. He does go for it. We're not folding pocket 10s here. Not yet. Calling the turn and folding the river bet. He does have some flush draw here as well. He could be doing this with like a 7 or like pocket 9, pocket 10s. Not pocket 10, pocket 9, pocket 8s. Pocket 10s sometimes, but we block that, so I don't think so. Hopefully just check it down here. We flop another trips. Hopefully this time we have the best hand. He jammed the river. Interesting. This is a tough spot. He polarized his hand. He either have a jack or he has flush draw. This river, just go for a pot bet. I think we're folding. Because we can have some jacks in our range as well, right? Huh, very interesting. 3-bet. Oh, I guess we fold. Don't like it, but good bet, man. Good bet, man. We have to be like right quite often there in order to make that call, because he deep double pot jammed the river. Against this guy, we're calling this river bet. He has an ace. Nice hand. Didn't really like to fold there, but I'm not even sure if he's capable of using that 2x bluff on the river. I don't think he was a player that's capable of doing that. If it's against a stronger regular, we can make a case for call. I think the frequency of us calling is a little higher, but against a fish, I just don't think they're capable of doing that. Calling the turn, and we're calling the river. Once he check, can we get value from? I don't see any value hand that can call us. Small c-bet, we do have backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, overcards. This has been absurdly, you're quite unlucky. Yeah, just recently I've been pretty unlucky, but not always. I think here we're going for a triple barrel bluff. Against a pretty solid player, we're gonna go for a triple barrel bluff here. He leads. Just gonna bet the river. When he leads, that changes everything. He can obviously be leading with a 10, but it just take away our play. Because right now, if we call and then jam the river, it's kind of weird. And then if we raise here, it's kind of weird too. Just the SPR would be like a little bit weird if we raise to like 80. Probably like 200, and then we just have like 120 behind. So river jam doesn't have as much full equity. So my soul just fold. Our plan took a detour, facing that dunk lead. The fact you're laughing it off is remarkable. What's up, Great G? Yeah, I mean, this is poker, right? I've been playing this game for too long. Like, I've seen everything, so nothing shocks me. Even though like we've been quite unlucky recently, but not recently, like just overall in the past month or so, pretty unlucky. But in general, like I wouldn't say we're that bad luck. We did have a 5-session winning streak, so I probably shouldn't be complaining too much. Lee, do I tell? Sometimes, but not as much anymore. Not as much anymore because I don't take this game like that seriously. I mean, even like of course I try to beat it and everything, but like winning in poker, like it doesn't change my life. Like I have a life, I own 3 businesses, so I'm trying my best to play the best I possibly can. But at the same time, like I don't rely on this as my income or something. Facing 4-bet, this guy doesn't really 4-bet that much, so I'm just gonna give him credit for a real hand. Yeah, but definitely running like kings into aces in like the past, I wouldn't say 15, let's just go with 20 hours. So ran kings into aces 12 times in the last 20 hours. That's kind of crazy, right? 12 times in the last 20 hours. So we almost ring kings into aces like once every 85 minutes or so. I think that's kind of crazy, and it's not fun, right? When we have a run like that, it's not fun. But it's gonna be fun if it's the other way around. If we ring aces into kings 12 times in 20 hours, I mean, like, not gonna complain. Feel pretty happy about it. And then mathematically, it does happen about the same frequency. It just happened that this is a bad stretch. On the turn, we pick up open-ender, and Jack does hit our range a little better. I'm gonna go for an overbet, and I do see him folding most of the time here. So yeah, I don't think I tilt as much anymore. He does call the overbet. That's kind of weird. I don't think he's gonna do that with flush draw, so I think he has a jack here, so I'm just gonna fold. Ace jack. Not fold, but like give up. Using a small c-bet on this board. Not as much tilting anymore. I feel like it's all part of the game, so depending on what kind of mindset you have, right? Pretty hands, but not the greatest hand to play out of position. We do raise under the gun. I think I feel mandatory to just bet this flop against two players. We do have the backdoor flush draw. Facing a check raise. Front of fish. Just gonna fold. He has tons of two pairs here, I think. But we definitely don't have the best hand. I don't think he's doing that with just one pair. And here against the fish, and then two. We're gonna call with fives here. Just make an exception because it's fish under the gun race. If we flop a set against his like aces or something, we can always stack in. But most of the time it's a fold. Against two player, we're peeling with 10 knives off. Flopper got shot. Facing the small c-bet, I'm gonna call once. We turn a bolt. Hopefully he has a real pocket pair. Aces or kings, that'll be great. But with his stack, I don't think he has that many legitimate hands here. He does bet pretty big. I'm trying to think if we should go for a raise here or we should just flat call. I think we should go for a raise here because there's tons of flush draw out there. I don't want like another heart to come on the river and then we are not able to get his whole stacks. I think we go for a small raise here. Just a little over double. And we can find out what kind of hand he's having. Obviously, if he had aces here, I think he's jamming. Kings, he's jamming. Queens, he's jamming. He just calls, so he might have like a two heart. If he had two hearts, like we're just not gonna get any more value from this hand. So I guess we go for jam since we can wrap miss flush draw. If he had aces and kings, he might call by thinking that we have miss flush draws. Just gonna go for a jam. He does instant call with ace deuce. Oh, that was unlucky for him. I feel the man, dude. On this board, we flop bound pair, gonna peel once. I feel the man, dude. That's unlucky. He raised under the gun, flop trips with the best kicker. And then facing the mid raise on the turn, out of position. Small c-bet on this flop. And then facing the over bet jam on the river. Unlucky for him. I'll probably play the same way. Facing mid-race. This is kind of weird. Facing mid-race, I'm not sure if we should be folding. Against a fish, we're appealing with 7-6 suited. Against better player, obviously we're folding. Just gonna give him credit for that. He used a smaller size, so we're gonna go for a check raise here with bottom 2 pair. Was just talking about like how shit we run, like how shitty we run. Unbelievable, right? Flop, like this happened like twice already today in a big pot too, not just like small pots, man. Like in big pots, flop 2 pair and then like turns, boom, destroy our 2 pair. Ugh, it happened earlier too. When we have I think we flop 2 pair or something. And then the river is like paired the board and then just killed our 2 pair. This is exactly the same. If this is like a different turn, I think we're gonna stack him because he's a weaker player. He's a fish, right? And then if it's like brick on the turn, like none spades, any kind of card, none spades, and we're gonna go for a huge bet, and he probably just jam. But no, like the queen just have to come and then just fucked up our 2 pair. Giving that 2 outer. It's kind of sick. Not 2 outer. I'm pretty sure he has like 5 outers. But still, like it's sick. Pretty sick, man. So when I was playing professionally back in the days, I didn't really have tilt issue because life game it's harder to tilt because it doesn't go as fast. And then when I lose a big pot, I normally just took a break, take a walk or something, or just quit the session. It's pretty straightforward. It's harder to tilt in live game, I think, because it's slower. Facing a raise and 3-bet. This guy 3-bets a ton. Small sample size though, so ace jack suited. Oh, we should use the larger sizing against the deeper stack. Wasn't paying attention. Hopefully we don't get punished by it. Just gonna fold here. The ace jack off. Against a weaker player playing deep, 10-9 offsuit, we're definitely peeling a flop. But we airball it. Yeah, that guy is just extremely lucky to turn a queen there against our flop 2 pair. Sucks for us. It is the way we go today. Couldn't win much hands unless it's like 100% done deal. Raising a little higher more here with queens out of position. Yeah, how to fade anything. The run out is just being brutal for us. On this board, just small c-bet, and then using a larger c-bet on this board. Just because we're deeper, I wanna bet a little more. He does instant muck. He's probably talking about me. He was joking about me, saying that I'm a baller, but I'm not. I make decent money with my business, and I make decent money on poker, but definitely not a baller. Definitely not a baller. A baller would be somebody who makes over 2 million, 3 million a year, something like that. I am not that. Not there yet, but trying to get there. Trying to get there. Aces flop top sets. Start with small c bet. He's folding a ton here. Yeah, we just block too much of the good hand range. Block too much aces. But we just don't want like Jack 10 to get a free card there. So he either have a queen, he either have a king and call the flop bet, or he just fold. I don't mind, but definitely not giving him a free card. Against a fish, we're putting a 3-bet. This guy's a fish. This guy's kind of like a bad regular, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna call. He does call. I'm gonna start with a small c-bet. I do see him folding quite often here. And 3-betting under the gun raise with ace-jack suited. On this flop, we're probably gonna just check behind. Flush draw out there, probably bet. Actually, we're gonna check behind. To mixing our range, man. Turns ace of spade doesn't really change too much. If he has to have a flush here, he has to have exactly king queen suited. So I guess we can start with a small bet. He does check raise pretty big. This guy never makes our life easy, so I wouldn't expect so. The only king queen, the only flush combination is king queen of spades, but we're not folding trips yet. And we turn the nuts. That's always nice. Hopefully he has ace king or king queen of clubs. Oh, wow. Let's slow roll him, bro. Let's slow roll him. This guy deserves slow rolling. Pocket eights. Holy shit, he got sucked out. He got sucked out, man. That's unlucky for him. But do I feel bad when we suck out? No, absolutely not. Absolutely, positively not. If you guys have been following me, you guys have seen what I have endured over the course of last month. Feel pretty happy about a suck out, and fuck that guy, man. Fuck that guy. Right? He was the same guy that pulled the blind versus blind, flopping better trips versus our trips. So do I feel bad? No. What goes around comes around. Like, this kind of shit happen all the time. Thought about slow rolling him. Because I feel like he's kind of like a dick. He always like played tough against us, which is nice. This is the only reason I play on ACR. Play against better players, and then they always play tough. Like the good regulars, they always play tough, which is good. So over here, if the river is like a brick, and we're just folding, right? Because we thought he could have like king queen of spades here. So on the river, it's actually not that hard of decision to call the turn and then planning to fold the river. Let's just see what's out there. Oopsie. Check raise big. River. Yeah, so Pa is 131. If he jammed this river, I'm just saying, like, you know, if he jammed this river and then we have ace king here, we're folding. We're not calling this jam with ace king. Are you kidding me? Like, unless we have like king queen suited exactly. I mean, we don't even have that many flush combination. So if we jam here, I mean, we might even fold king queen of spade. Like we might even fold the nut flush facing that river jam, just because he played like he had a bolt, right? I mean, so I don't see that over jamming on the river is a good play, because we're not calling with ace king, we're not calling with ace queen, we're probably not calling with the flush, so we're only calling with worse. I mean, we're only calling with better. So if that's the case, you should rethink about your over jamming. Like what are you trying to, you know, what hand are you trying to get a call from that you beat? We either have ace 8, or we have ace 5, or we have ace jack. That's the only combination that we might potentially call it over pot jam on the river. Especially it wasn't like a small bet. He had 244. That's a whole buy-in, like the full buy-in, and then 133, 132 pot. Like over jamming there, like what do you achieve? I mean, I think it's a terrible play, because what are you really exactly? What are you trying to? What kind of hand do you try to get a call here? I mean, knowing how we play, like we're folding flushes, using a larger sizing here. We're obviously folding ace king. So what hand are you trying to get a call from that you beat? Only pocket fives. That's it. Nothing else. So we have all the ace 5, ace jack, ace 8, pocket aces. That's more combination than 2 combination of pocket fives, right? So this over jam doesn't really make too much sense. I mean, if we had a flush here and then he bet like 80 into 130, or even like 100 into 130. Like if we have a flush here, we're calling. And then if we have ace king here, we're calling. We might even call if we have like ace queen. If he bets 100, that is. But by over jamming, he just forced us to play perfect. Because we're almost never calling with words. I'm trying to think what hand we possibly call here. I think we might even, I mean, you can make a case to even full pocket fives with the way the hand goes. Because he did check raise the turn huge. He check raised 5x on the turn. And then the only reason we were able to call that was because we checked the flop to pot control it. If we do our normal c-bet, like normal small c-bet, he's gonna check raise on the flop. And then on the turn, he's just gonna bet huge, right? It'll be a little more difficult. I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna be a little any different. If we small c-bet and he's gonna check raise, and then he's gonna lead the turn, and then we're gonna call the turn, and it probably played the same, honestly. Here, facing a squeeze. With ace queen, it's kind of tricky. We can obviously put in a 4-bet. But his stack is like, he only has 100 big blind, and then this guy could very much jam because this is like super loose. Like fish doesn't care. Sometimes they see money in the pot, they just go crazy. I think we just, I mean, this is pretty close. 4-betting and folding, either way is working. Is fine. If I use the RNG calculator, I probably just roll, but I don't. That's not the way I roll. I just like to make decision and do things based on, you know, the frequency I have in mind, right? So it's not exactly the right way you want to play. Normally you use like a RNG calculator and then just roll, and then just make your decision based on the roll. But I don't like that. I just like to make decision based on, you know, the frequency in my mind. Mostly folding, pocket sixes here, but we're calling because this is a fish in a blind. One over card, we're gonna go for a small c-bet. Calling this flop. He can have tons of big cards. calling a turn. Still beat Jack 10. That's a pretty good run out. If he barrel the river, we fold. If he check, we have the best hand. And he does check, we have the best hand. Yeah, lucky to be living in the States, man. Maybe I'm a baller in some other country, but in my country, I'm definitely not a baller. I mean, I live a pretty decent life, have a good wife, have a good 10-month-old son, have my own house. Everything is pretty good. I'm not like that money driven. I'm more about, you know, I value time and I value a lot of things ahead of money. Money is just, I feel like I'm the type of guy who feel like you just need to have enough money, and I'm not those type of guy who's always gonna go for the, you know, the best paying job. That kind of shit. I'm not into that. I'm more into spending quality times with people you love, enjoying a good life, not overworking. I feel like the time you spend with family and stuff, like or doing things you like to do, it's more important than just, you know, working all the time and then trying to make the most possible money. That doesn't make too much sense to me. What side can you play on G4? You boss bowler. Feel free to try Blitz. I'm pretty familiar with the game. We're gonna put in a 3-bet against somebody who never fold to 3-bet, so I feel like we can always 3-bet for value. And we do flop top pair on pretty dry board. Just gonna start with a small c-bet. Time playing, I honestly like Blitz. I avoid marginal shit. Good amount of fish. Chip aces. Chip aces there facing the 5x 3-bet. 5x check raise was actually not that comfortable. Could definitely have the worst hand there. With the gotcha and backdoor not flush draw, gonna start with the small c-bet against the fish. And here facing a fish under the gun raise and fish in a blind, calling with 5s. Normally this like normally this is like a 3-bet or 4 situation, but against a fish and fish in a blind, feel totally comfortable to just call and see a flop. Here we do face a check raise. This is actually expected. On a board like this, benefit his calling range way more, so check raising is to be expected, but we're not folding it. We do improve to open in this straight draw on the turn. However, there's no backdoor flush draw. Let's just see what he does. If we barrel big, then we have to fold. That's definitely not a size that we should be folding. 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me think. Is ace good here? Check raise the flop. Ace might not be good. If the turn is like a spade, it's probably better for us. And then it's gonna slow him down a little bit. On this board, we're just gonna fold. Pocket 4 is opening. We're playing an 18-15 line today? That's tight, dude. We're probably just not having that many hands. Because we normally play like 20, 21, 22. Checking on this flop. Fuck solver. I actually use a solver. I have a solver. I have a PO solver. I don't use it all the time because I think solver is like so overrated until like high stakes game. So online, like if you're playing like under 510, there's no reason to use a solver. I mean, solver doesn't help you to beat like 1-2, 2-5. Checking black here. Yeah, solver is definitely not needed in mid-stake games like 2-5, 1-2. You don't need solver. I think you need solver when you play like 5-10, 10-20 online. But you don't need solver, man, to be like 1-2. You don't need solver. If you can beat 1-2, you're just not good enough. Solver is not gonna help you. I use solver sometimes in hands where I'm confused. I just like to know like what the correct play is. That rarely happens though. I would say like it happens maybe once or twice per session, and then I'll look back and then I'll go to the solver and find out if I played the hand correctly. Folding against under the gun open. Facing a huge small blind squeeze. Seems like a solid player. We're just gonna mark king queen, king 10 suited here. Here under the gun +1 3-bets. Pocket nice, we're definitely not folding. Losing to ace queen. Small c-bet on this board. And gonna small c-bet and then give up. 5-8 does get there. We'll check calling this small bet. Just gonna bet for value. Check calling here. Turn a set. That is very nice. Do we go for the dunk or do we go for a check? I think we just check. Under the gun +1 3-bet, he has tons of ace queen, king queen here. He can obviously have aces and kings, hopefully not queens. He does check back, so I don't think he has anything. Gonna go for a 40-bet. Not exactly sure what's gonna call us, like king queen maybe? King queen. Bingo! That's exactly what I was targeting. I was gonna say like pocket jacks, but I don't think pocket jacks calls there. Maybe pocket jacks might call too. So it's either king queen or pocket jacks. Cause if he had ace queen, he's barreling the turn. If he has ace queen, he's definitely barreling the turn. Cause in our range we do have some ace queen, so that's what he was afraid of. So when he checked the turn, his king queen is pretty faced up. It's either king queen or jacks, I think. Not king jack. King jack's not gonna 3-bet under the gun +1 versus under the gun open. Here with the ace of spade, we're gonna call this flop in position, and we can always try to outplay him. He does check, and then we're gonna bet this turn. Check raise. Interesting. He's saying he have a 2-pair. He have a set. He had jack 9. He has sets. He's not doing this with a draw, because we have tons of jack in our range. Jack X. Just gonna give it to him since we have absolutely nothing, and drawing dead against 2-pair. What did your wife think about playing poker professionally? I'm not though. I'm not playing poker professionally. She's a good woman, man. She respects my decision a lot. She knows I'm not stupid. So if I decide to if one day I decide to just sell all my businesses and then not folding on this board, it hits our big blind calling range more than his small blind raising range. So yeah, she's gonna respect what I decide to do. If one day I decide to sell my businesses and then just play poker for a living again, then she's gonna respect that. Betting the turn. Just gonna charge flush draws and overcards. Facing a pot bet, we're just gonna fold. Under the gun raise, small blind 3-bet, king jack offsuit is complete garbages. And very interesting, we are facing another check raise on the turn. I guess we're just running into big hands after big hands. Doesn't seem like we can have a break today. What can you be doing this with? Jack 8. Pocket aces? We can't really call this. 2 spades. Gonna give it to him. Just don't see anything that we can beat. Now we get to 3-bet his ass. Small c-bet on this board. We do have gut shot and flush draw, and we do face a raise. Can put in a 3-bet, but we probably wouldn't put in a 3-bet if we have aces. So we're just gonna play like we have aces. Just gonna call. Ace on the turn. Pretty good card for our range. Not so good for him. Just gonna check. 3-betting here is fine. Folding is fine. Here comes Huber coming to give me shit about my table sound. I am sorry, buddy. I can't turn off that swoosh sound. Just gonna call this small sizing. And we don't get there. What's new? What is new? I feel like if we get like a 9 on the river, I think we have the best hand. Since he bets small on the turn. Most likely he has like 8. But we don't get there. What's new, right? What's new? Nothing is new. Pocket nice. Nice hand. So I guess 9 was not good. Checking on this flop, we do have a mid pair with the flush draw. He does check. Not exactly sure we should be betting. Just gonna continue checking. We're pretty deep. If it's like $100 big blind stack, we're folding. But we're pretty deep, so Jack 9 suit is very valuable when you are playing deep. Checking this river. Hopefully, bluff at it again. PO kind of confuse you. I feel like one should develop basic, fundamental, and deeper understanding again before messing with. Yeah, PO is definitely not for the typical players. PO is for people who are targeting to beat high stakes. PO solver is like pretty useless in like mid to low stakes, honestly. Unless you want to play like 10-20 no caps or something, then PO solver is gonna help you. But other than that, like low stakes game, like mid to low stakes, you don't need solvers, man. Just trust me on that. It is overrated for smaller games. But I do play a GTO style, sort of, but I just don't feel like PO is like that helpful in smaller stakes. I feel like a lot of crushers in mid to low stakes actually agree with me that PO is pretty useless unless you want to play high stakes. Not useless. I wouldn't. Okay, let's rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. I did not mean to say it's useless. So I made a mistake. It's not useless. It's just not as good of an investment because people just don't play optimal in those kind of levels. As you guys could see, people race under the gun with King Jack off, and then you know, call a 3-bet out of position with King Jack off. So PO is not gonna put him on a King Jack off there. Like king jack off would be like gray Imperial solver, because he's not supposed to be playing king jack off there as under the gun raiser facing 3-bet out of position. Once I have 200k hands locked, I will be looking for coach. Yeah, shoot me a message if you want to go with me. I'll be more than happy to help you. Here, we're just gonna barrel this turn because he can have some flush draws, and we do still beat that, and then we want to charge that. Even though most flush draws have 2 overcards as well. Hopefully jack is not one of them. Hopefully 9 is not one of them. Just gonna check back. He does have a king though. Nice hand. Here facing a dunk bet. With bottom pair, we're not folding. And we do turn a flush draw. He check. I don't see a reason to bet here. We don't beat anything. He can be dunk betting with like a draw, but that's the only hand we beat. And then we do have a diamond draw, so just gonna check back. And that's not the worst card. All the flush misses, all the straight misses, so just gonna check back. He has ace 5. I don't know what he was doing there. Queen jack suited facing 3-bet. We did raise under the gun, so I don't like to defend in this position, in those 3-betting position, and because a lot of time he's just gonna have hands that dominate us. I don't think you need 200,000 hands though. Get like 100,000 hands, and then just get like 1 hour or something, and then we can go over everything. Instead of just playing 200,000 hands, you might be losing too much money that you shouldn't be losing, if that makes sense. Defending with ace 9. Here we check with the open-ended and flush draw. Second flush. Here we check, and we turn a queen. Kind of like a weird hand. I feel like this is a check. Betting the turn with a nut flush draw. Nut flush draw. On the river, I think checking is probably the best. I don't think he's gonna call with worse. He might bluff with worse. Pocket deuce is no good. He called the turn. Just gonna overbet this river. I don't think he has that many jacks. I feel like this should get it done. Because when he checked the flop, he just doesn't have a jack. I mean, he could flop a flush. He does jam. Oh my god, we do block it though. We don't have like anything to catch him with. If we had like ace jack here, maybe, but we do block the nuts, so what is he doing here? It's kind of weird. Maybe he's just making a play. This would be pretty sick call, but we don't. I mean, this is crazy, bro. Trying to think what he has. We do block the nut flush, so it's really weird for him to shove over our overbet on the river, because it doesn't really make sense, right? We block the nuts, and then we did overbet. So if he had a flush, he shouldn't be just jamming like that, because we could have the nuts, right? But we probably shouldn't be trying to figure out what people are doing. But yeah, that's kind of shocking that he actually jammed. Maybe he was just making a move. Then it's a good move. Here, this guy opened quite often. I guess we go for 3-bet here. Very loose with pocket threes, but we can do that like once in a while. Once in a while. Definitely not something you want to do too often. On this board, we're gonna go for a small c-bet and hopefully get it done. If not, we just shut down. This guy does open quite often though. I mean quite wide, based on his stats. And he did check mid-raise. Interesting. He probably has like ace king. I don't think he'll do this with anything else. Ace queen should be just a call. 606 cap. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Just gonna fold. Not gonna do something too crazy against the fish. Here we actually just gonna call with ace queen. Kinda crazy, kinda tight. Sometimes it makes sense. Oh, I misclicked. Oopsie. Oh, fuck. I was gonna fold. Oopsie. Facing this action, we have the draw to the nuts. I think we should call. Maybe we had hit a jack, right? We don't, but we hit an ace. Ace is definitely not. We checked the flop on a better turn when he checked to us to the second time. I guess queen jack flop it, so ace doesn't change anything. And when he called this turn, he has at least a queen. I'm not sure if he's gonna fold a queen. He has at least a queen and most likely a lot of aces, so we're just gonna shut down. Yeah, he has a queen. He popped the turn. Let's see what the fish does. And then he folded. Ace queen here. Against his under the gun range. Can he be doing this with ace jack? Maybe he can, because he does use a smaller sizing on this board where he should be bumping with ace king. But it's a pretty big bet, so we're just gonna fold. He might have like a set there. Big blind, raise, under the gun +1, 3-bet. The fish, Coco, 3-bet. I think we go for a call 4. We go for a call 4 here. Because this guy does 3-bet 33% of the time, even though it's small sample size, but I'm gonna go for a call 4. Not particularly love it, but I think it's something that we must do. Once we get through this guy, we're pretty good. Hello, what poker software do you use? How many big blind per 100 would you say is a good to see in? 50,000 hands, not that much, but in 5NL you should be having, I guess, if you're a good player, you should be getting like at least 5. But 5NL, I'm expecting more like 10 plus win rate. 50,000 hands is a small sample size, 2 table zoom. I'll say at least 10. If you're like a crusher, if I play 5NL, I probably average maybe, I'll say 12 to 15 BB per 100. Oh boy. Here comes the seeding joke again. Here we flop the nut flush draw on this board. People can have a 10, but it's hard to flop trips. So I'm probably gonna go for a small c-bet on this board. Do you play on any other side besides ACR? They have great take back, but the player pool is usually solid. I've never played Blitz on this, just said it. ACR games are among the toughest. Pretty close to star games, according to my friends. I do play on Natural 8 and Bovada. Bovada is pretty soft. Bovada is really soft actually. But I don't like the interface, so I play on Natural 8 more during daytime. I'm not exactly sure what we beat here when we bet the turn. Just gonna fold. Here facing raise, we're just gonna call. Hopefully we get there. Hopefully we get there once. We're gonna call with aces too, so we're gonna just play like we have an overpair. We might have the best hand with ace high if he had like a flush draw. Oh, really wanted to call. Shall we call with ace high? I think we have the best hand quite often here. Especially when you check back the turn. I'm gonna call. Ace 4. Ugh. Okay, nice hand. I don't really mind the call. I feel like we have the best hand quite often there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out there, but I think we had the best hand there quite often. On this flop, we're just gonna check back. Yeah, and on that board, he could have like a worse flush draw. I just don't see a 10 would check back the turn. And just look at it as if you bet the turn with a 10, and we're probably calling, so it's probably the same. We're still gonna pay off 2 streets. Unfortunately, we didn't get there, obviously, but it's the same amount of money we'll lose. King Queen gets there. We do turn a open in a straight draw. Gonna start a bet just to try to take it away. Hopefully we do. Unfortunately we don't. Gets instant called. And river paired a queen and flush does get there. Don't think we'd be anything. He has tons of 2 pair here. If he checks back, we're losing. If he bets, we're losing. Pedro HR111, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. What time is it? It's almost 11. Shit, we should be like resting. Everybody tried to play decent poker, man. You're not the only one, buddy. Not the only one. I'm trying to do that every day, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I think we'll be stopping the stream at 11 PM Pacific time. Hopefully we have some more interesting hand to come in the next 10 minutes or so. Do you enjoy stars? I've never played stars, but I have a lot of friends who does. They told me the game is pretty tough, just like ACR. ACR's game is not easy, but it's a good side to like train, get better. Using a 4x sizing here, 6x sizing, I'm sorry. Playing against deeper stack, especially this guy. Small c-bet. 3-betting here. Ace jack suited. 3-betting with ace queen off. Facing a mid check raise, not gonna fold yet. Turn open ended, which is probably one of the best card in the deck for us. Small c-bet on this board with the backdoor flush draw and overcards. And he does check it to us, we're gonna check back. And we don't get there, fuck. What's new? We never get there. When he bet this like this on the river, he must have a 10. Could be bluffing, but queen high is not really the best bluff catchers. Check calling with the second pair. Probably leading this turn. Opening with 5s, it's kind of loose, but once in a while it's fine. He does just call the turn. That's a little bit weird. I think we're gonna check. It's not too much draw, just flush draws. He does have flush draw, that's nice. I was gonna say we probably check calling, but he didn't go for the bluff, so make our life a little easier. Turn a straight, we lose to 10, so just gonna check. I've tried a lot of side. I do like GG Poker, but the problem is you can't run software on GG Poker. Yes, but it does come with the like a built-in HUD. This is like just a complete shitty river. That's good though, cause nobody can use it, so it's a fair game. So it's not like you can use it, but other people can. So on GG Poker Natural 8, people can use HUD as well. So that's good. On Natural 8, do you play Russian cash or regular table? I play similar to Blitz. It's like, I think it's called Rush. Pretty big stack. I'm gonna pure with 8-9 suited out of position. Playing pretty deep. Check calling this flop, we still beat ace king, ace queen. Yeah, they have a rake problem, that's for sure. I'm actually a friend of Kitty Guo, so I actually get extra cashback, extra 20% cashback on Natural 8 on top of all the fish tanks and bonuses. This is a terrible river, we don't beat anything now, terrible turn. We don't beat ace king now, we lose to king queen now. Don't beat nothing. He checks. He could have like queens, but he's never folding river bet, so we're just gonna check. Hopefully he has pocket 8s. Pocket 7s maybe? He bets 47, easy fold. Yeah, the problem with GG Poker is that you cannot track your hands because rake doesn't calculate correctly. That's like a huge downside for GG Poker. Pretty good flop for aces. Small c-bet. When we place 18-14, that means we're pretty much card dead the entire session, which is unbelievable to say because we play 1500 hands. On this turn, we're just gonna barrel. Checking on this flop against a regular. Check calling. He calls again. So he pretty much have a queen. Gonna go for pot size actually. Ace high is the best hand. Oh wow. He just gave up. He calls with queen. Okay, that's good. We do get 3 streets of value there. He called 5-6 suited. Okay, so he probably put us on like ace king, and he just decided to give up. That's some respect, bro. Some respect we don't deserve. We are going cuckoo very often. We don't deserve respect like that. And here we just got called by a weak queen. 3 streets. Queen 9. Check call 3 streets. Definitely made maximum value there. That's what we do to the regulars, man. We just go cuckoo. People not believing us. We go 3 street bluffing too much, too often. People don't believe us. Checking back on this flop. TTD 61616. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Facing this bet, going for a check raise with the bottom set. Checking back again. Can bet, but I don't see the reason. This board just connect with the big blind calling range way too hard, so I don't see a reason to bet the turn. I feel like full equity is extremely low. This is a really good turn for us. He call. This is an easy call. We might lose. He was just bluffing. What the hell? I feel like he has like 2 pair there when he lead out. This is a really good turn for us. I'm trying to think if we should check raise or I think we should bet, because if he had an ace, he's probably just gonna check behind, and we just lose 1 street of value. Flush gets there, trip aces gets there, so this is a very good turn card. River is a 6, so he either have a ace or a flush. Which one is it? If it's a flush, we should jam. If it's an ace, we should value bet. Here we flop another set, using a larger sizing on this board. Gonna go for 65. Pretty reasonable sizing for both hands to call. Unfortunately, he just fold. Here we check on this board. He just fold. I'm not sure what he has here. Maybe like pocket jacks, pocket tens or something, because I think versus that sizing, any ace is the call. Check calling with overs and flush draws, backdoor flush draw, because we do hit this flop a little harder than his under the gun raising range. I think we can lead tons of turn. I think we're actually gonna lead. Oh, here we flop another set. Not the greatest flop. There are 3 hearts out there. Just got dunk lead the turn. We do that with the pocket tens, ace 9. Bet and call. We're definitely putting a raise here, facing this board, and then tons of flush draw and straight draw out there. And we river an ace. That's nice. I'm gonna raise pretty big too. Do we bet this river? I think we do. Since he called the turn, I'm putting him more like pocket tens maybe. We're just gonna go for value here, $30. And flush gets there. That's unlucky. We flop a straight here. What the hell did he call with? Facing a bet, we're gonna call. Actually, we're gonna put in a raise. Pocket kings, so we do get maximum value here. We did suck out though, but we did get maximum value. Just gonna check here. He checked behind. This is shitty river. We lose to ace. We lose to any king, any 8. Obviously losing to flush. I feel like he flop a flush here. It's a really good possibility that he flop a flush here. Just gonna check. King jack. He rivered us. Holy shit. We got river, buddies. Rivered without a heart. What the hell is he doing calling a check raise on the flop with king jack? Oh, that's beyond understanding. That is extremely weird. That he called a check raise on the flop with king jack without a heart. Ooh, people are awful, dude. That's pretty disgusting. And then he does get there with the river. He's called on the flop, almost drawing dead, and then runner straight. Oh well, good for him. Nice hand, buddy. Well played. Well played. Putting your money in, almost drawing dead. And gets there. Here comes the rescue from ACR RNG system. Give you a turn that's gonna stop me from betting, and then give you a river that you sucked out. 4, 7, 8. Thank you so much, Crank and Barrel. Good night to you. Probably gonna wrap up the session very soon. Actually, right now. So let's just wrap up the session, see how we do today. I'm not even sure if I'm not sure how much money we're losing. I feel like it's a losing session. I can be wrong. I'm not sure. Here with the fish in a big blind, we're just gonna call. Normally it's like a 3-bet situation, but here we're just gonna call. And here, small c-bet on this board with top pair, top kicker, and not flush draw. Unfortunately, the fish fold.